Hi guys! In this video I'm going to show you how you can create a photo collage in numbers or text inside of Affinity. For that you want to start by adding some text. I'm just going to write 2025, and that might be nice for end of the year Christmas card that you can send to friends and family. And you want to make sure that you have a relatively bold font so that there's a lot of space for pictures inside of it. I will make it a bit smaller so that it fits in this file I'm having. Once you create the text, you want to convert the text to curves so that you can work with the individual outline of the numbers. You can see here that converted to a group. Inside the group you can see the curves for the different numbers. You want to ungroup it so that you can work with the individual numbers, and now you can see the curves of the different letters. That is exactly what we want. Now we could split the numbers up into different segments by just using the knife tool. It is probably under the pen tool for you, and you could just split it like that, maybe that and that. Then you would have different segments for pictures in the number. If that is the style that you're looking for, you could then convert those to picture frames and just replace the image of the individual corners of the number. But I'm looking for a bit cleaner way of doing that, so we just go back to the way we had it before, like everything being a curve. I want to split up each individual numbers into 8 parts. So I'm just gonna do a rectangle like that, copy and paste that so that it's lining perfectly like that. I'm also going to set the fill to transparent and the outline to red, and make the stroke a bit thicker so that you can see it more easily. That's maybe a little too thick, maybe like that. And then I'm going to duplicate 2 of them at once, and then 4 of them. So now that you have your 8 rectangles, you want to make sure that they are large enough to fill the letter, but also not too large. I can zoom it a bit here so that we can look at it better. If you don't want to snap it for this process, you can just click on here, then you can move it more freely to fit the curve. And once you're happy with the layout, you can select all of these rectangles, group them, and copy and paste them to have it for the second letter as well. There you place it again, paste another one for the second 2 of the number and place it, and then copy it one last time for the 5. One way you can also line or set the position of this rectangle in regards to the 5 is to select both of them by hitting Command and then selecting the 5 as well, and then you can go on the alignment tab here on the top, select that they should be aligned in the center, and then as we selected the 5 last, we want to align to last selected. Same here, also last selected, and then just hit on apply. Could do that with the other ones as well. So then it's exactly in the middle or exactly centered. You have to just do it like that because the curves from the numbers are locked, so you have to add them to the selection by Command or Control and clicking on them. If you say, I want to have a field for a picture, for example here, you can select both of these rectangles and say that you want to combine those. Let me do that one on top here as well. You can do it to your liking. You can split it up in larger parts and smaller parts, however you like. Once you're done with that, you want to select everything, so we can unlock these and then select all by just moving on top of it or using Command and A, and then you want to click on divide. Now you can see that you have a lot of different individual curves for all the different parts of your collage. One thing you have to pay attention to is things like this. For example, there is a very small slice of the number 2 here that you don't want to have as individual photo frame, I would say. So you can just put them together again by clicking on add. And you can see here in the layers panel as well, if you have some very small, there's one other very small curve. You might want to add that to the one below there as well. And that part is also quite small for a picture. Maybe also combine these two. So now you have a lot of different parts where you can put in pictures. To put in pictures, you want to select everything again, right click on it and convert to picture frame. And now you can just by drag and drop putting pictures in there and select where they should go, or by clicking on one individual square and then replace the image. Just select whatever image you like, and to set the image you can click on that again and move it around so that it fits better. Here you have to play around a bit, so if you try to do it like that, you will change the size of the curve, so that's not what you want. You want to enlarge the picture, you have to go on the slider below the picture, and then by clicking on the cross you can move it around. So that's a bit of work to fit all the pictures in there like you want them. But after you're done with it, you have a really nice photo collage. You can either move it around like that, or you can also double click on the picture somewhere in the picture, and then the picture handles will get selected and you can enlarge it like that. And then you can also transform it so that you flip it horizontal, so that here the green can be a bit more in the picture. So you can play around until you're happy. So just like that, you have the complete photo collage inside of the numbers, or also any kind of objects or silhouettes or something like that. So there are a lot of options to do things like that. If you want, you can go on and use this design inside of Affinity. But for the case that you want to work with that collage in Canva, you can also upload it there. So you can sell it or work in designs that you have there already. For that, you want to click on Export PDF. You want to export the whole document and PDF for print. Then you want to go to Canva and upload that file by drag and drop. So you can just put it in there, and it is here now. And in Canva, you can change pictures as well. I hope this video was helpful and you learned something. Talk to you in the next video. And if you have any questions regarding Affinity or Canva, just put them in the comments so that I can help you to figure that out.